everything set up because I tried to do this first and it said, no. What do you mean you want everything right? Why? Why are you hating on me? It hates me. It hates me. Everything hates me. I'm not technologically savvy. I want y'all to know this. Alright. Let's see if we can move the table. There we go. Okay? Are we good? It looks like we're good. You know, now that I can't reach anything. Yeah? Yeah. That's great. Alright. So, I get to watch this. Y'all get to watch this. Everybody gets to watch this. So the first things first, we're packaging something today. That's what's going on. One, I'm trying to kill time. Two, making stuff. So, I have this nice little post-it. No, you don't need to see it. Of all the things that I use to package. And the first thing on the list is box. So, yes. We're going to get the box started. This is not going to show everything because my workspace is really tiny. And it's not what I want to see. So I'm not going to put you through it. But that's okay. I've got this little thing of tissue paper. This is recycled tissue paper because I try to recycle like everything that I can whenever I can because I think it's the best thing to do. And so anything that is salvageable, usable, and is not ruined, it's getting reused. So I'm just going to put this tissue paper at the bottom of the box. We've got like a little nest. Right. I hate it when people tape tissue paper, by the way. I hate that. Ruins it. A little nest. Make a little nest. I didn't prepare for this well at all. I need an address, and I don't have it yet, and I don't know why I didn't ask for it sooner. So I got the tissue paper. Now, you get to see everything that's in here. So here's the parcel, or some of it anyway. So the first thing that's in here is this. And there's a whole story behind this. So, I was hoping to get my brain more put together to do this. And apparently, that's not an option. So we're just going to fucking wing it, y'all. Like, seriously. Alright. So here's the thing. And here. This'll help. This'll help. Thanks, Adelaide. Adelaide's helping, too. So, this author right here. I won something from her. I'm so excited. This author, I came across her in... I don't even know when, to be honest with you. But I think it was 2019. So I came across her, and I've been following her since. And she gave away like 16 books. And I can't remember what the original books were, but it was like all of one short series of 3, I think. Maybe all of one short series of 4. And then 1 and 2 and 3 from like other series. And she's got a shit ton of books, y'all. Like, seriously. This is the Greyback Bears is one. The Red Havoc is another series. And these series is actually like intermingle at some point. So, I've been following her since. And here's the thing about me. I don't love new authors. Like, new to me authors. Not new authors in general. I don't love them. I don't love them because, are you any good? Am I going to like what you write? Is this going to be terrible? Like, I don't know. And I don't want to risk, investing a lot of time in somebody who frankly sucks. Now, this is bubble wrap. This is the bubble wrap this cup came in. Let's see if we have any more, because I'm not loving that bubble wrap, to be honest with y'all. Of course, I don't know where my bubble wrap is, so I don't know what I'm talking about. That's okay. That's okay. We have options and we have solutions. We have solutions here. But anyway, I guess we'll cut back on the camera because this is kind of vital to the story. So, I've been following her at this point for years, and at some point, she shares, personal things and stories and stuff like that. And this is kind of the crux of being an internet personality. And I'm not saying that that's what she would call herself. But if you're a person on the internet and you make content and you put it out there and you share it, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. And I'm one of those people too. And here's the thing. It can be kind of tricksy. Some people thrive on transparency, and are real upfront and raw and unpolished and very candid. I'm on that end of the spectrum. And then you've got people who are super fucking private, and I gotta tell you, you know their name, you know their work, and that is it. You don't know anything else about them. And then you got the people in the middle who will share bits and pieces and whatnot, and they carefully curate what they share online because that is a personal choice they're making, and there's nothing wrong with however you want to be, okay? But it can be dicey to share stuff about yourself. It can be difficult to share when you're having a hard time or you're having difficulties or shit is going on, because depending on how you've built your brand, depending on the persona that you've got publicly, available, that can look like a mismatch. But the reality is we're people. We're not one thing. We are a collection of our experiences and our feelings and our thoughts and the people we're around and the places that we go and the things that we do and work and home and family and friends and heartbreak and loss and joy and inconvenience and irritation. It's just all of it. That's what people are. You're not one thing. And so, being of note, being known on the internet can be difficult for people, because what can end up happening is it gets a little much sometimes. And so my best advice, by the way, that nobody asked for, is if you're going to be a person on the internet, you should probably decide at the outset where on the spectrum you want to be. And you should set real firm boundaries and real firm ground rules, and you should maintain those, because there's going to be a point in time where you'll wish that you had if you haven't. Okay? You make the decision of what you want out there, and understand that you can change it, but also understand that when you put shit out there, it's out there. It's out there. So, there's things you can't take back. There's things you can't undo. And that's not to say that you have to be perfect or you have to have it together or you're not allowed to have fucking feelings. And I will be the first one to tell you, I'm not going to apologize for my feelings. I'm not going to do it. Because if I felt something, there was a reason and it felt justified and it was relevant, and that's it. It's just part of being a person, right? So at one point she shares a story about a tattoo that she got that clearly has meaning to her, because of a person that it's connected to, and it was a hummingbird. And I was like, that is a lovely story. And it was shared, I think, close to this time of year, which is likely because, whatever you may or may not celebrate, this time of year is very heavily associated with family. And if you've got no family, or if you've got not great family, or if you've got lots of family, it's complicated and it's difficult and it can be hard. Especially if you've lost people, especially if you don't have people. And so I said, you know what? I would like to do something for this person, because she has shared so much of what she's going through, in her way. and shared her work and shared, her just being human. And that means a lot to me because during a time when things were a lot harder, when I was going through some shit of my own, knowing that somebody else was doing it too, knowing that somebody else had gotten through some point, it's helpful because it really does feel like you're alone. So I'm perusing Target, okay, and I'm looking at teacups and tumblers because I'm like that, and I love cups and mugs. I love them. I have a collection. If you ever meet me in person, you might see one in the wild. I don't know. And I'm browsing and I'm browsing and I'm browsing and I see this. And I'm like, that, it reminded me immediately of her because I think I had read what she had put out reasonably close to when I saw this. And I was like, oh, that would be really nice. I wonder if she would like that. Does she drink tea? Does she drink coffee? I have no idea. Let's ask. She drinks tea, by the way. I did ask. And so I'm like, this would be really nice. And I'm like, I want to put together a care package. Now, right around that time, I found something else. Let's wrap this up before I've been guarding this with my life. So we'll move on to the next thing. Bam! Now, I made this, okay, so I didn't, find this per se, right? I made this because I found it. Now, not to put too fine a point on it, not to, put a bunch of stuff out there that's not mine to share, but if you go and you follow her and you see her on Instagram, she posts about the ranch that she has. And here's the thing about this. So let's, for the sake of argument, let's unfold this bad boy. So we have a cowl that looks like a little bandana, right? It is all one piece, okay? But it's like a bandana. Alright, now, okay, I know I just wrapped that cup up. I keep having to unwrap this. Am I not thinking? I'm not thinking, y'all. I'm not. I'm tired. Smell of the morning, I'm tired. Are we seeing something here? Do we see? Anybody? Anybody? Do you see that the color kind of matches? Yeah. So, I saw this bandana. It's called the Bandana Cowl. It's by Lavanya Petricella, I think. I probably said her name wrong. I'm so wrong. I'm so sorry if I did. But I saw this, and this is brioche. It's 2-color brioche, which is why... Hey, are you going to be loud? Dog's like, I am absolutely going to be loud. Let's not be loud. Let's not be loud. She's like, wait a minute. I was going to chew on that bone. What are you doing, Mom? Yeah. Anyway, it's called the brioche bandana. It's 2 colors, which means on one side, you see mostly this blue, purple, light blue, grayish colorway, right? If you turn it inside out, let's see a magic trick. Woohoo! Boom! You see a lot of the gray is the one that's on top. And it's not that you don't see the other color, it's still there. So, I saw this cowl originally and I was like, I think that's the perfect thing for her because she's kind of like a cowgirl, right? And you think of bandanas when you think of cowboys and cowgirls, right? Adelaide, don't yell at me. I'm doing stuff. She's like, I don't give a shit, Mom. So I said, you know what? That would be so cool. So, no. I'm gonna make this. So I said, okay, well, you got to find the right colors. So, and this is why this is important, I guess. This is why this is worth sharing. Is I asked her some colors that she likes, her favorite colors, and I got blue and purple out of the conversation, if I can recall correctly. And so between this and the hummingbird, Um, and this, and the shape, and the fact that she does in fact drink tea. I just had to put it together. And this is the thing. This is how I deal with this kind of stuff. I give gifts. I don't ever do it on holidays. I don't ever do it on birthdays. Whether I remember those days or not, they're usually not convenient times for me to give gifts because I've got other stuff going on or just something happens, right? So what I like to do is when I see something that reminds me of someone, I will give it to them. Because to me, that has a lot more meaning than something that was contrived and felt forced. Like, I saw this and I immediately thought of her. I saw this and I was like, that is so neat. I wonder if she liked it. And I went so far as to say, hey, look, do you have any fiber allergies? Because that mattered. And do you have any color preferences and whatnot? And hopefully she likes it. I don't know. We'll hope so. But we'll see. As long as she doesn't hate it, that's good, right? I can deal with that. But on that note, I try to be really careful about what I give people. I try to pay attention to what they say, and I try to make note of things that they do and do not like. So I don't give somebody something that's essentially just going to be trash, and it's not going to have any meaning, and it's going to be cluttering up their space in their life. And it's like, I want something that's going to bring a happy memory or something nice and pleasant to think about. So, that's what we're going for, right? I really wish I was more put together for this. I'm so mad that I'm not. So, I actually finished this months ago. And let's see if we can wrap this cup up like once and for all and be done. Maybe. I finished this months ago, but I said to myself, this is a hand knit, and you can't just throw hand knits in the washer. It's not a good idea. One, like, oh my goodness, shame on you, like, if you did. Okay, like, seriously, like, oh my god, why would you do that? But more to the point, it's going to damage them. They're usually delicate, and I can tell you about right here and now. Hold on, because I have the thing. This, let's see, this has got merino and cashmere in it. And one more thing. Let's see. Yeah, merino and cashmere. Yeah, merino, cashmere, and nylon. And merino is a type of sheep, by the way. It's very soft. It's a long-haired sheep. That's why it's soft. It's also considered a luxury fiber, although cashmere has got it more. And cashmere, by the way, comes from a goat. Okay. Mohair also comes from a goat, but mohair is decidedly like a little squishier. Cashmere is not. Cashmere is really nice stuff, and if you're gonna do something like this, you should treat it like really well. So I said, okay, I'm gonna do this, but there we go. I'm gonna send this off to her, but you know what? Let's make it easy. And this is not the first time I've sent somebody a hand knit. I don't do it very often because this is a lot of work. I can't tell you how many hours it is right now because it's I don't have the information on me. It's somewhere. I don't know. Anyway, I'm gonna update my Ravelry at some point in the future, but this is hours and hours and hours of work. And actually this is even more because I frogged it. Like I got up to, 6 hours of working on this. And then it went up to 20 hours. So this is upwards of 20 hours of work. This is essentially more than a day's worth of work because yeah. Um, I also now, so there's more to the story. So I know that this needs to be treated carefully, and the thing with it is that I feel like when you give somebody a gift, you should like make it easy on them. You shouldn't make it complicated or difficult or whatnot. And like giving something to someone that's hard to take care of, or that they're not prepared, or they don't know how to, or they're you're gonna add extra steps in there. I don't think that's helpful. And so I bought this. This is why this is not in the mail yet, because I had to buy this. Soak is something that you can use it on lingerie. You could also just use it on hand knits. And there's different flavors of soak in here. And let's see if I can open it and not like break stuff. Yeah. So soak is, ooh, I did. Sweet. Like I opened it without maiming anything. That's fantastic for me. Soak is a soap. And I went through the flavors and I was like, wow, I don't know what this woman would like or not like. So we've got pineapple, fig, yuzu, the lacy, and the celebration. And I'm pretty sure I have fig myself. That's the one I had. And these three you have two of, and these two this. And they all smell like, you know, something a little different. But I didn't want to choose for somebody and then choose the wrong thing and then thanks, I appreciate it, it was really nice of you, I hate that fucking smell. Not that anybody would say that. I mean, I would, but that's because I believe that honesty is worth it. I said, you know, there's options of this. There's gotta be a little package, right? There's gotta be a little package. I can't possibly have to make this decision and buy this stuff online and not be able to get stuff. So that was the other thing that was taking so long. And then, of course, after asking her if she drank tea or coffee, she's like, well, I really, like, this is going to sound weird, but I really like fruit teas. And I'm like, that's not weird at all. And I'm like, I know the perfect tea to get her. And here we go. We've got raspberry, peach, wild berry, blueberry, and black cherry. And I'm pretty sure I've had the raspberry, the blueberry. I don't know if I've had the black cherry, but I love tea, like a lot. And so, yes. And I knew when she said she liked fruit teas that this is what I was gonna get her a sampler. Because again, I don't know what she likes, I don't know what she doesn't like, and I think samplers can be really fun because then you get to try stuff out and decide, you know, what works for you, what do you like. So that was really fun. So I have been sitting on this like a hen on an egg for what feels like forever at this point. And of course, naturally, look, if I'm going to put together a little thing, let's get a basket to put it in, right? So we got this cute little basket. It's got little handles. I know you can't see all of it, but it doesn't matter. You don't need to. You don't need to. So here we are. But back to this cow. So here's the thing about this cow. This cow gave me the vapors, okay? And that's not to like make anybody feel bad. This was my first brioche. This was my first 2-color brioche. This is my first time working with cashmere. And this is my first time working with the 2 yarns that I worked with. And when I was going to pick the colors, I realized, okay, blue and purple, like what shade? Like I needed more information than that. And like if I could have had the woman with me to pick the colors out, I would have. Because blue and purple, like lavender, royal purple, indigo, violet, which is not to be like a color snob, but I like purple. I hate lavender. I like blue, but I can't stand navy. So, right, like, I don't know. Like, are you like that? Are you not like that? I don't know. I don't know. And Adelaide is like, I need attention right now. So, I went in and I was like, okay, well, I had to find, like, if I can find something that has blue and purple in it, that would be best. And I browsed through a bunch of these made cowls to see what colors people were using. And one of the prevailing things I saw is I would see a bright color or a lot of color next to kind of a neutral. And I was like, you know what? That looks like a grand idea actually, because then what happens is you don't have one overpowering the other. You don't have one like being basically too much and making it so that you can't even appreciate the other color. But you also have something that's complementary. And then when I found it and it matched the cup and it had all the colors, it just all came together perfectly. And that, to me, is significant and matters. And that means that this was, the right direction. So on to the making, right? Like I said, this is the first time I have ever made brioche, let alone two color brioche. And brioche is a type of knitting. It's supposedly named that way because it makes a very squishy fabric, and it can be a lot of fun or a total nightmare to make. There are people who love brioche, there are people who hate it. I think I'm solidly in the middle. I love how it looks. It was a little dicey starting out though. So on that note, I picked the wrong cast on. I went with a stretchy cast on, and I couldn't manage it. Like, you have to cast on so many stitches, and it was too easy to jack it up. And so I cast on 7 different times and knit a first row and fixed some jack stitches, and that took 6 hours. Now that's not normal, by the way, but that's just how much of a bear it was to untangle this yarn, to try and cast on, to realize I didn't have enough yarn and I needed a longer tail, because you're casting on so many. And this is not to speak ill of the yarn. This is not to speak ill of the designer or the cast on technique. It altogether was not a good fit. And I finally gave up and said, okay, we're gonna do something that's tried and true, that I know how to do, and we're just gonna try and work a little more loosely so that the top edge of the cowl is not too tight. And I think I did a pretty good job, right? It's a little stretch to it. And that's like the whole point, is I needed some stretch to it, because you need to be able to get this over your head, and like, I knit kind of tightly. So yeah. Anyway, I went and I said, okay, well, this clearly will work. So I finally got it started, and then I kept dropping stitches and I had to go back, and then I tangled the ever-loving hell out of the yarn. And so I finally started over one final time. So originally I called this TS is for top secret, because I don't know what that stands for. And my brain, in its hilarity, decided that that's what we decided it meant, because it was funny. But more than that, this version I'm calling Second Chance. One, because I had to start it over, right? And two, because I think that she can appreciate the value and the meaning of another chance. A chance to start over, a chance to do better, a chance to try again. because sometimes life is hard and you need that. And so here we are with the TS equals top secret / second chance Cal. And I gotta tell you, I'm so excited to send this off. I'm so excited, even though I started this like in fucking January. And I'm pretty sure it wasn't even January of this year. I think I started it in January of maybe last year. That's how behind I am, although it might have been this year. Let's look, actually. I don't know. I can't. Time isn't real. No, I totally started in January of this year. Okay, cool. That's awesome. It's great. And it looks like I did say the lady's name right, Patricella. So, although it might be Patricella, although I'm pretty sure it's not. Anyway, so here we are. I've got the cowl, I've got the cup, I've got the soap, I've got the tea, I've got a basket to put it in. I'm ready. Finally. But in the end, the funny thing is I think the fact that this has taken me all year, I think the fact that this is going to go out at this time of the year, and then it's also going to be more likely to be wearable now because it's getting cold outside. It's all working out. Even though I really wish I had gotten this out sooner. So, here we are. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start the whole packaging process. I've already put tissue paper in the box. I've got this. I'm not going to close the box all the way up yet because I'm going to do a video for my Patreon with the soap because I ordered it with some other stuff and we're going to do a little happy mail, share. So I'm going to get almost everything packaged up, but I'm not going to seal the box. So, here we are, without further ado, to get on it. This has only taken, what? I don't know. How long has this taken me? Oh, half an hour. Okay, cool. So here we are. Alright, let's get to it. So I got the box, and I got the tissue paper. Now, for those of you who don't know, I actually make stuff for a living. I do a lot of things, but, do I make things and sell them? Yes, I do. This is not for sale. And I'm pretty sure this is a personal use only, so it would never be for sale. But, I do make stuff. And if you are curious, for some reason, there you go. Screenshot. So, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to start this whole process. Alright, so, and this is going to be fun, because I'm going to have to squish this basket to get it in here. So some of the stuff is going to happen off camera. You'll be alright, I promise. You'll be okay. And, there we go. So, yes. I'm really excited. I'm so excited to get this, like, out of here that y'all just don't know. Also, the sooner it gets out of my house, the less, like, I'm gonna damage any of it. The fact that I've managed to have it in my house, or my home, rather, and not, like, break anything is a miracle. Not that I break stuff on the regular, but let's face it, your girl's clumsy, okay? And sometimes I'm tired. Sometimes I'm very tired. Alright, so what do we got here? Now, I'm gonna go look for something real quick. Because I didn't look for this, and I don't know if I have any. And we're gonna look and see if we do. And then we can make further decisions about what we're doing. Yeah? Yeah. Don't mind me, just making a bunch of noise. Yeah. I have something that I like to use for certain things, and I don't know if I have any or where it is. So I'm actually looking for it. And until I find it, it's irrelevant what it is. Don't worry, you don't actually need to know. I think, though, think this is it. I don't even know what this is. What is this? I found something. It's not what I'm looking for, though. It's not what I'm looking for. It is not what I'm looking for. What is this? Oh, are these stickers? Are these the stickers that I've had for like years and never opened? That's not at all what I'm looking for. I'm looking for my cellophane wrap, actually. Not cellophane, but you know, little bag. These are my stickers. Oh, that's hilarious. Why did I think something else was in that bag, y'all? Or envelope. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what's wrong with my brain. That's okay. I guess we're gonna get to use them then. We're gonna get to use some stickers. Why not? Fuck it. I'm having trouble right now. I know. Everybody's like, what is your problem? And I'm like, everything is my problem. Yep. So that's funny. Leave it to me to have these forever and not even realize it. Like, I think I do vaguely remember ordering them. I don't know why I didn't open them sooner. I don't know why. But that's more to put on my share queue, so I don't know. I probably won't use them. Maybe I will. I don't know. I don't know what's going on right now. So apparently I can't find my cellophane because I have no earthly clue where it is. I thought I knew where it was. Survey says no. No, you don't. Okay. I'm going to give it one more go as far as looking for stuff. Because, like, I've been putting stuff in weird places. That sounds wrong. But, like, for realsies. I put stuff where I can make space for it. Oh, is this what I'm looking for? I think this is it. It is it! I found it! Just don't mind me. Put stuff in all kinds of weird ass places. And so this is why this matters. First of all, what is that doing there? That's weird. Second of all, oh, these are something else. Okay. Wow. Like, I'm finding all kinds of stuff that is not what I was looking for. Okay. That explains that. Look, it's like Christmas. Sort of. Oh my gosh. Maybe this is it. Ha! It is! Okay, I found them for real this time. So, I found something, that I was going to do something with, like, ages ago. I was going to get into card making, and I never quite did. And I ordered a bunch of stuff for it. I just found it. This is what we want. We want that. Don't mind me just laughing at myself over here. Because I don't know what's going on. So the reason this matters is I don't want this to get wet. And if it does, if the box does for some reason get wet, this is going to protect this. Now, is it going to protect the tea? I mean, no. But really what we're worried about is this. And I just want to make sure that this is protected so that if anything were to happen to this, this is done. Alright, so now here's the funny thing. This is actually, these bags are for something else that I have, but I decided when I bought them, I was like, you know, these could also be for this. That's a fun, terrible sound. So, here we go. actually going to do this. I'm going to close this in the exact incorrect way for it to be closed. No, I'm just kidding. I just want to make sure that there's no, like, air bits in here. Can you tell that I don't do this often? Like, and this is the first time I think I've put something like this in here. So, whoa. Enough of that. Alright, so like, that's all that and everything. But that's not everything. And that's just that. Alright, so now we got the box, we got our tissue paper, we got our bubble wrap. Now we're up to this part. So it's time for the butterfly, which I make by hand. The bows, which I also make by hand. And wrapping everything up. So what we're gonna do is we are gonna parcel wrap this, and that is where my parcel paper comes in handy. And we're gonna make a whole bunch of noise doing it, because of course we are. And this is like to finish everything off, by the way. So we'll put this actually out of the way over here, because what I'm gonna do is the only part of this that I'm gonna parcel wrap is this, because this is the part that I made by hand. I'm not worried about this. Now, you'll have to pardon me. I do not have my wrapping skills, like, up to snuff. I've been regularly wrapping anything for quite some time. And, like, all those, like, awesome videos, like, I love to watch them, the awesome videos of people wrapping shit. I love that. I love that. But that is not what we're going to see here, kids. You're actually going to see me, like, make a complete mess. Because that is... I'm a child. I don't know. Like, this is what's going on. This is what's fun about this, though. I am completely and utterly ridiculous. And the whole point of what I'm doing right now is I'm just trying to get, like, an idea of, like, where I need this to be. And don't worry, I don't waste this stuff either. I don't waste anything if I can help it. You know, this is really interesting to watch, I'm sure. That's why we're narrating it. So it's less fucking weird, right? Yeah? No? Maybe? I don't know. It's okay. I promise. I promise. No, I don't. My intention is to be less boring. It doesn't necessarily work out. So that's about right. So now we have to figure out how much we need the other way. To be honest with you, I don't normally do it this way. That's what she said. And so this is... So we're going to do like this. Oh, we're going to do like that. And then we're actually going to cut even more over here. A little longer. Because why not? We'll say this is for posterity, right? Oh, chickens. Chicken biscuit. Now, you know what's really funny? I had some tape. Like, tiny roll of tape. Do I know where it is? No. No, I do not. I don't know where it is. Let's see. I have this tape though. That tape will do. That'll do, pig. That'll do. I actually like recently packaged something like I don't know, a couple weeks ago or so. I'm pretty sure I came in here and did that too, to be honest with you. And so I found some tape, but I have moved a whole bunch of stuff around in an effort to do things that sound like organizing. Awkward word. Sounds like organizing. Is it necessarily though? Yeah. And so, do I know where that tape is? Sure as hell don't. That's okay. We've got this. This'll do, pig, right? Of course, I managed to take the tape out of the little holster area because of course I did. And now I get to argue with tape. That's fun. That's fun. I don't even need that much, like, for this part, because I'm just trying to fold over the excess. That's actually probably too much right there. Yeah. The real important part of this was, for the box, is why I had to find this tape, of all tapes. I had to find this one. There we go. Okay. That, now that we've squished that, there you go. That looks better. Yeah? What the fuck? What's going on right now? I don't know. So, okay. So, I know that I have a little too much paper, and that's okay. I would rather have a little too much than not enough. I think there's like this whole thing. Clearly, I need to step up my gift wrapping game this season and practice some, like, bitching gift wraps. Yeah? I think so. I like to do cool stuff, okay? I do. I'm not necessarily good at it, but I like to. So, I know there's, like, a way to do this, so we're, like, gonna make some, I don't know if there's, like, creases, so I have an idea of, like, where stuff is. So, hopefully make this whole part. Okay, I'm slightly better at this. Slightly. We're gonna get 2 more pieces of tape to get these little edges right here. And I said little, but it's like getting over it's like giant pieces of tape right now. I should say hi to Mr. Owl. You know, I wish I knew where my little thing. I have a little thing. I don't know what you call it. It's got a name. I don't know what it is. What the hell is it called? It is literally for, like, flattening stuff down and creasing things. There's a name for it. You use it in, like, paper crafting a lot. Of course, I don't fucking know what it is. Of course not. Why would I know anything helpful? Things I need to remember today. We got a running list. I have a shelf under my bed. I'm thinking I might need to put it together. Alright, so we're winging it, by the way. I don't know what I'm doing. And that's okay. It's okay. Because this isn't, like, the first time I've done this, though, so I'm not the absolute worst about this. It just has been, like, a while since I've done it regularly. That's all. And that's because, frankly, I've been, like, focusing on other things. in my life, like, you know, surviving this hellscape we are currently living in. You know, oh god, what is that thing called? There's a name for it, and I have one. Actually, I have a couple. You use it in envelope making too, like creasing paper. Oh my god, what is it called? Somebody is gonna like say it, and I'm gonna like, that's it, and then everybody's around me is like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, nothing. Don't worry about it. See, that looks kind of nice, huh? It looks kind of nice. Kind of. All right. What the hell's wrong with you? Everything. All right. So this is the trick. This is the trick to this, right? All right. And this is. I like this. I like how this looks. It looks nice. So now we're gonna do this. We need string. Okay. And you do like this. Okay, you do the less pretty side down. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this. And you can't see what I'm doing, but it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's fine. It's fine. So you pull it down. Oh my gosh. On the wrong end. And I'm going to do like this in the back. I'm going to turn it over. Now that's way too damn much. The string is like to here, and so we need, I don't know, we need it to like significantly shorter than this. We're about to wing it because it's not going to get wasted. Because I don't waste anything, like, at all. So now that we've done that, you take the less pretty side, or the side that you don't want the bow on, and you take the ends, and you just put it around the package, and you try to center it. The whole point is to center it. And so then you do like this, right? And then you turn them so it locks it in the back, or the bottom, or whatever. And that's what we're doing. Now, I don't measure this, okay? And this is the thing that I like to do. I like to put this under here, this under here. And then I tie this part. So it's nice and snug, so that there you go, it's tied. And that part is now secure. And then I do this. So this is just me. This is just something that I started doing. I've got my butterfly. I needle tatted this, so I did this by hand. This is my design, although I want to alter it a little bit. And I put this on here. And it's going to look like a little fucking snowflake. It's so goddamn cute. Alright. Now, I'm going to take one of these loops through here. And this is a crochet bow, by the way, in case you were wondering. And I'm thinking about updating how I package things, but there you go. And what I like to do with this is I make a little bow so that you can pull this apart without cutting the bow. So if you wanted to keep, oh my gosh, I'm trying to get this nice and neat. If you wanted to keep this bow, you could. And what we're going to do is we will snip the ends. Don't worry, that's going to get turned into fabric at some point. I shouldn't be using paper scissors, by the way, but, you know, it's not want that. So there you go. That's it. It's not that complicated. So that's the part that is nice and neat and pretty and shaking the table like a okay. Now the fun part. Okay, no, not really. Alright, so we have gotten our box. We've gotten our tissue paper, we've gotten our bubble wrap, we got our butterfly and our bow, with cellophane bag, we have parcel wrapped, and now it's time to do all of the writing. So, this is probably going to be the most interesting part of this whole fucking shebang. And so, I have already made this easy on myself and put some stuff in pencil. So all I have to do is ink it, because I'm a smart cookie. Now, while all this is going on, let's see if I have ooh. Pocket is just like, I want to tell you all these interesting things, like 11 common survival mistakes that can get you killed. Like, oh, okay, that sounds fascinating. Let's read it. I'm looking up something. Hold on. Damn. Biscuits. All right, so I guess we'll do the little stuff first. Get that stuff out of the way. I guess. You get to see me. So we're gonna do a little faux calligraphy. And that's like faux calligraphy. And so if you're ever wondering how to make your lettering look pretty without really fucking trying, I'm about to show you. Okie dokie. Alright, so don't mind me. Don't mind me. I didn't do this, but this is a good thing to do. Make sure that if you're writing on something, that the ink you're using is not going to bleed through. That way, if you do put it behind something, you haven't fucking ruined it. Like, or something behind it. You know what I mean? Okay, and this isn't perfect, and it's not fucking supposed to be. But okay, so all I did was on the downstrokes thicken the lines. And then you just color it in. Strangely satisfying. Now, this is a little easier to see, and it's a little lower tech when you're doing smaller fonts. And we're not going to do it on this small area under here. And we're doing pink because that apparently is the pen that I'm writing with today. This is the Gelosity by Bic, in case you were wondering. I've got it in a bunch of colors. It's a fat pen, and that's okay, I guess. If you like a slimmer profile pen, maybe not for you. And this is just like this long-standing joke that I've had with myself, that her initials stand for this. I'm sure they don't, but I say it's a missed opportunity. Also, if you're going to outline in pencil, make sure that what you outline doesn't, like, your pencil outline doesn't stick out, right? You can't see it through the thing, because that is It's fucking awkward. Okay, it is. So, we're gonna put this in black up here so it's like stands out. But the other thing is you don't want it to bleed through. You don't want it to bleed across on the paper too. And I've seen that happen when I've not been conscientious about the paper that I'm using. And so, because this is a little on the larger side, now that's not too bad. So this paper is thick enough that it's not going to be a problem, and I don't see it bleeding. If it was going to bleed across the front of the paper, it would be pretty evident, like doing that right now, and it's not, which is great. And if you have trouble remembering where to thicken the lens as you do it, you can do this. Just make sure that wherever you stop with the letter is a good stopping point. Otherwise it looks awkward. It's funny. What you don't see is me like getting my face like inches from this piece of paper because I'm nearsighted. And this is what I do when I make stuff. It's a good thing you can't see me on camera. I look weird right now. I tell you, this is reminding me of the whole plot point from her Battle of the Bulls series, where one of them starts making friendship bracelets, and all I can do is like mentally giggle about that. Just me being crafty pants over here. That term is brought to you by friend. Friend. She's like, I'm being crafty pants. I'm like, all right. I really want to work on my flourishes. I think they're crap. So I don't do them. Like mine. I think they're awesome and I want to do them, but I'm not good at it. And I don't want to practice on like actual stuff that I'm working on. Alright. Look how nice that looks. See? And it makes it look fancy. Woohoo! Alright, so now, because this is small, I'm not going to do that with this part. Now, do I know where my black pen is? I sure as hell don't. Gonna try and find it? I sure as the hell am. Why? Because I want it. Alright. No, I will not. No, I found it. Nice. I think I also found those pencils I just bought. Been looking for. Alright. And I'm doing this in black just so it stands out, because I don't want it to like get forgotten or missed. There we go. I didn't want to write it on a piece of paper, like a lined piece of paper, so that's also where that's there. Alright, and pardon me while I write something down so I don't forget. That's everything. I keep thinking of like shit to do because of course I do. Of course I do. And so, also very important when you're lettering, make sure you give stuff time to dry. Alright. And another thing, if you want to make the whole, I want guidelines, like pencil lines. Easy to get rid of, but you don't want to smear the ink. 1, let the ink fully dry. 2, make your pencil lines really light, and then you won't have to do a whole lot anything to get them erased if you don't cover them completely. I'm trying to be careful. Yeah, of course, if you line over them properly, like completely, like perfectly, then it doesn't matter. But I did not here. And so I'm trying to make sure it doesn't look apparent. Of course, I cannot see, so that's not helping. I think I did a pretty good job lining over them, though. I think also if you get a really nice eraser, which sounds kind of silly, but I think it's a thing. This is also less of a problem as far as did you get over it? This, incidentally, is an eraser from I stole from my child. Alright, so we do have a little bit of smear there, but you know what? I did pretty damn good. So, that's there, that's there, that's there. Here's here. And I'm going to put one of these in there, just because, in case you're curious. And what I like to do with these is I put these right here. If I can. Sometimes it is not possible to do that. But I try to when I'm like able. Like when it'll fit. When it makes sense. I actually had somebody see the pants that I'm wearing, my going out pants, while I was out and ask me if like where I got there. Well, she complimented me on them. I'm like, oh yeah, no, I made them. And she's like, oh my gosh, do you have a card? And I'm like, oh my gosh, I do, but I don't have any on me. And she's like, what? And I'm like, yeah. So that's where I am. So here we go. Now this is the final part. This is the little note that I'm going to put in. I'm not going to finish packaging the rest of this. So that's what's going on. All right. Now we're going to do better about inking over the paper so I don't have to do any erasing, because I don't want to erase anymore. And we're going to keep our calligraphy on this a little lower key because these are smaller letters and some of them are a lot closer together. So usually when I want it lower key, I just try to line right next to the line that I made. And it gives it a nice, like, understated look. It's not over the top, but when it's all said and done, it does look really nice, I think. Take a moment. Take it a moment. It is so chilly in here. But I don't want weird feedback. So y'all get to see what I'm writing. Alright, so my phone is slowly dying. So what we're going to do is we're going to cut this off. And I'm going to finish this up off camera. And finish the rest of this note. And then I'm going to put it all together. Actually, I'm probably going to do a couple other things too. But thanks for joining me while I put this together and listening to the story. And if you see this later, Joyce, I hope that I hope you enjoyed it. All right.